All right, I'm going my first weekend winner with the virtual pro day. We saw this over the weekend with Grant Delpit and Derek Dillon originating from Parkview Baptist right there on the corner of Sherwood and Airline in the middle of Baton Rouge. Derek Dillon clocked a 4.240 in that virtual pro day. It's a good time to hold virtual pro days if you're a fringe prospect like somebody like Dillon. If you saw the 4.2 he put down with the video with his trainer Mo Wells out there. Shout out to the virtual pro days right now. Maybe making these guys some money.
Shout out virtual pro days. We talked to Charles Davis about this on Friday. I don't know if scouts are going to take these at face value. I think
419.
Yeah, I mean there was a 419 run as well.
But I mean,
there were multiple
a lot of
4.3s,
bro.
There was a 4.2.
I could run from here to the door in 4.2.
That doesn't. You know what? I don't want to be negative. We're just going to call them sub 4.5s. A lot of great sub 4.5s time laid down at the
Dillon does
virtual
look like
pro
he's
day
moving.
today. No, Dillon is spectacularly fast. There are, 1 to 2 human beings each year that can manage to break that 4.3 barrier, if that, at the combine. I'm just saying, maybe the clocks were a little fast and when they're back. I don't know. But either way, to me, it looks like sub 4.5 times all around. So great job to Delpit, Dillon, and everybody else who
You get a 4.2.
competed in that
You take a 4.2.
in that pro day. Congrats. Times might have been a little hot. My first weekend winner, as I try to find my sheet that I cannot find. Here we go. My first weekend winner, this actually involves many, is John Krasinski.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, but it just continues to get better and better. He created a show on YouTube called Some Good News, SGN. It already has 1.6 million subscribers. But here's why. I mean, look, if you want some good vibes during all this negativity and everything else, I need you to go watch it. There's a very good chance it might even make you cry. To hear just a few of the winners from this Some Good News episode. How about my guy Bill Lapsky, a World War II veteran, 104 years old, and now the world's oldest COVID survivor.
Wow. And
like a classic World War II beast, his response to what happened, quote, "I don't know, just went away." Shout out to Scott Dugan in Maryland. He's projecting movies onto a neighboring building for everybody who's stuck in isolation and has created an FM station where you can tune in your room to listen to the movies. And they're like really classic movies as well. And then how about this? John Krasinski, he got a group of doctors and nurses from the COVID unit in this Boston hospital. He got them on a Zoom call with Big Papi. He gave them lifetime tickets to Red Sox games.
Damn.
And then they got to go inside of Fenway, walk
Jack
around the
Jack
field.
Ryan's a good dude.
As a video played with the entire Red Sox roster clapping and congratulating the mayor and the governor.
Wow.
He also, John Krasinski, got AT&T to cover every nurse and doctor's cell phone bill in America for 3 months.
All right, man.
Don't know the exact details there, but hound out of him. And, and those are just a few of the people in one episode of this new Some Good News show. So it truly is good news. Go check it out on Twitter. Shout out you, John Krasinski, weekend winner.
Okay, I have one.
What do you got?
Okay, it's the Burger King spicy chicken sandwich. Yeah.
Sell me.
I had it. It's just so good. I can't stop thinking about it. I'll probably go get it today on my birthday.
Okay. So have you?
Is it still
tried?
Is it still the long?
No, it's like revamped.
You can't trust anything that's in that kind of shape.
It reminds me of like, okay, this is
it's like the McRib was always that long sub shape. Can't trust it.
This is good, and it reminds me of like, I know this is gonna sound weird, but like a school lunch, but like in a good way.
I love school lunches,
so
like,
I'm
with you on that. Like, I'll follow you on
great.
that. I used to take those little corn dog bites and dip them in cream cheese.
And then
like the cheap meat,
stuff.
but it's like good still.
Yeah.
Right, and then Rivers for making me cupcakes. That was really sweet.
Yeah. Hey, wait. So how does obviously the next question is how does it compare to the Popeyes chicken sandwich? Have you had the
Okay,
Popeyes?
well, obviously, like the Popeyes chicken sandwich is like a new level, but like it's just like something about it. Like I don't know why.
A quick and dirty
and
fast
I think
food
the
chicken
onion
sandwich.
rings that you get with the Burger King
it's
onion
accessories
rings.
too.
Because I like McChicken.
Right.
How's the bread?
How's the bread? Because really,
I like it.
The Popeyes
It's a
chicken
little
sandwich
greasy.
bread is.
Yeah. Well, Popeyes goes for the brioche bun. They have the pickled pickles.
I like it. I do love a good Popeyes chicken sandwich though, but I don't know. I had the Burger King one. Y'all got to give it a try.
Well,
And
happy birthday.
it's
I'll
an
throw you like a
all-out
five.
war with chicken sandwiches right now. So Burger
Chicken
King may as
empires.
well maybe have stepped up the game.
She's like still thinking about it.
Yeah. Maybe we should do a chicken sandwich bracket.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. We got plenty of time.
We've got plenty of time, nothing but time. I would like to start this by saying I was very impressed that Jordy name dropped a part that John Krasinski actually plays on
He did.
TV.
Jack Ryan.
But I was shocked that he went Jack Ryan and not Jim Halpert.
Yep.
But kudos
The
to you,
deep
Jordy.
cut.
I'm very impressed with that. My first weekend winner is Trolls World Tour, which is the Trolls sequel movie. So obviously, movie theater is not doing that great right now. So I guess, is it Universal? Is that who put out Trolls? Would you know that, T-Bob?
I just know DreamWorks is the animation
yeah.
studio.
So
I don't
whoever
know
it is,
who
they released it
distributed
on demand instead of going to theaters. I think they did a couple drive-in theaters, but for the most part, it was all on demand. And it's the top of Fandango's video on demand chart and iTunes rental chart. So you had to pay $20 and you could watch the movie brand new. Which T-Bob and I were talking about this beforehand. I think it's a good deal. Like if you have a bunch of kids and you're thinking about going to the movie theaters, or you're comparing it to that, because you're gonna spend more than $20, right? So fine, but you don't own it. You're not buying it. You are renting this movie for $20.
Let's be clear about that. This is not like when Disney early released Onward. That was for purchase. You got to watch it as much as you want. This is truly a 48-hour rental. And so I broke down and I bought it, and then Alice wasn't even into it. And now I just feel like I threw away $20 at a time when you're trying not to throw away $20.
I feel like maybe I was the only parent that didn't. I mean, well, so Estelle, she doesn't understand context of movies, but she loves Trolls because they sing and it's colorful and the whole thing. But I still just couldn't spend $20 to rent it for my daughter. But I think I was like the only one. It seems like Trolls did pretty well.
All right, my next weekend winner, I got NBC. This is from the New York Post. NBC has already planned a succession plan for Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels. Mike Tirico going to be taking over full-time for Al Michaels. We talked a little bit about this inside the headlines. There's a huge push to get to the table with the NFL for the next TV contract negotiation, and it seems like a lot of the pitch for the studios or from the cable outlets is going to be the color commentator, who's going to be the talent in the booth. Tony Romo making a ton of cash from CBS. ESPN still swinging and whiffing everywhere they turn. Peyton Manning threw him $18 to $20 million. He balked. Looked like Drew Brees was next up for them. Brees decides to stick it out with NBC. The move was made by NBC over the weekend. Still no confirmation from either side, but it looks like it's happening here. When Brees retires from the Saints, and he's expected to do that either this year or next, he's expected to start as a game analyst on Notre Dame football and as a studio analyst for Football Night in America. In his recruitment of Brees, NBC sold him on its being the best place to succeed. The move by NBC has been made in part to solidify its announcing group of all networks, as we said, heading into negotiations with the NFL.
Yeah, so I looked up those Romo numbers so I could remember them exactly, and yeah, it's even better. I thought it was $17 million a year. Tony Romo, with all the perks and everything, is going to be making $18 million a year for the next 10 years.
Looking forward to see what Brees' numbers are once they come out.
Well, and so this is after CBS had actually offered Peyton Manning, I believe it was, they're saying $10 to $12 million a year. So, like I said, I think Brees' starting point is probably at 10. And then depending on how competitive maybe things got between ESPN and NBC during all of this, maybe he gets even closer to Romo. Although it's so funny. These quarterbacks are competing all over again. It is still a tiered system, and you're not going to be able to beat Romo, I don't believe, until you get up there and prove it a little bit. But yeah, shout out to Brees. Whenever he's done, he's still going to continue to make tons of money. My next weekend winner, I don't have one because I had one that Rivers had. So, Rivers, you want me to do it? If you are a Masters fan, there was no Masters this weekend. Everybody was very bummed. But if you Google Tiger Woods and Jim Nantz, you can see a 10-minute interview between the two. They did it remotely while they were playing a replay of the Masters. And it's just Tiger Woods giving you a lot of cool behind-the-scenes stuff and like where his head was at during the round and what it was like to win the Masters. And I'm not really a golf guy, but I know a lot of people are. and that's a level of insight that you don't normally get. So go ahead and Google Jim Nantz, Tiger Woods if you're into that sort of thing. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
Nance flexing at his house has been great.
Everybody kind of flexing at their house.
Yeah, but
well,
Nance has got
Tiger
a
Woods
great
was
house.
doing it from his
That room looks
simulation,
fancy.
his like putting simulation
Yeah.
room.
So I told you we should do a simulation.
Whatever.
Do a golf simulation.
Yeah, I'm
They
guaranteed.
play a lot better than horse. I can promise you that.
He almost, it was weird. Tiger almost looked like an animation of himself on with Jim Nantz. Like he was really, really buff, but his head was little. I don't know. It was really strange. Whatever.
Nance rocking the quarter zips at home.
My last weekend winner is a guy named Bailey Carlin. So basically, we all saw XFL shut down all their stuff this weekend. Most everyone was fired. I think there's still a couple people on staff because they're still trying to figure out what they're going to do with it. But Bailey Carlin was the guy who ran the XFL social medias. So if you followed the XFL at all, you saw that they were
he was pretty good
They
follow.
were killing it on social media. I mean, he was just very up to date. He knew what was going on pop culture wise. He always nailed it. So he got fired at noon on Friday. So he starts tweeting about it. He's very funny. Well, the Le Batard people see it. So Mike Ryan is like, hey, well, since you're not doing anything, why don't you come run our social media account for the weekend? And so starting at 4:30 p.m., he took over the Le Batard show's social media, and it ended last night. So it was just really funny, and I thought it was really cool of the Le Batard show to give him a shot.
Very Lebs.
And he exposure. I mean, gosh, he was already killing it. He came from Sports Illustrated.
He should
but
be hired by
now
noon today.
Someone is going to hire him
Got
for
to.
sure. So
I would
congrats,
imagine
Bailey
so.
Carlin. You did awesome.
And the Le Batard social media as well. Good on them. All right, my final one, Kobe. 4 years ago today, Kobe had 60 in his final game of his illustrious
Wow.
NBA career. That was 4 years ago today. The Lakers won that game 101-96. Some of Kobe's heroics on display in his final game of his career and in Staples Center. Those are your weekend winners.
You know who wasn't a weekend winner? You know how I've been hyping up iRacing every week?
Yeah.
Kyle Larson, one of the drivers, dropped in a hard R-N-word when he was broadcasting to everyone. So, rip Kyle Larson. Maybe his only chance is that he is an Asian American driver and he actually was promoted ironically through NASCAR's diversity program. But yeah, Kyle, that's going to be tough. Like, I don't know who you are, but this is going to be first time I ever hears you. That's going to be tough to bounce back.